Question number 31. Find one point that lies in the solution set of the following system of inequalities. We have y greater than or equal to x and y less than negative x minus 2. The nice thing about both of these inequalities is they're both in that y mx plus b form, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Now remember, the slope is also our rise over our run, and our y-intercept is our start point. So basically that's the point we're going to plot first. So if we look, we have y greater than or equal to x, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1 next to it, and then a plus 0. That way it'll help me sort of like figure out what my slope and y-intercept are. So if I look, my slope is going to be the number attached to x, so in this case 1 over 1, and my y-intercept is going to be 0. Now since it's greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line, and then I'm going to shade above the line because it's greater than or equal to, so I'm going to shade above it. So I'm going to plot a point at 0, and then go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, like that. And I'm going to keep plotting until I run out of room. And then I'm going to go backwards, which is down and to the left. So I'm going to go down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. And again, we keep going until we run out of room, because what's the point of not doing that when you have 3 hours? And then we draw a line going through those points. It's going to be a solid line because we said it's going to be a solid line. And then we shade above our line. So let me shade above it. Remember, make sure you are consistent. Do not shade below this line right now. If you shade below, you do lose a point. So I keep shading, shading, shading until it's nice and beautiful. And now I'm done for now. I'm going to now graph my other inequality, which is y less than negative x minus 2. But again, I'm going to put a 1 in front of there. That way I remember it's a slope of negative 1. So I identify my slope, which is going to be negative 1 over 1. Because remember, this is really over 1. And my y-intercept is negative 2. Now, this says less than. So it's not going to be a solid line. It's going to be a dashed line. So remember, if you see a line underneath it, solid. But if you don't, dashed. Now, since it says less than, I'm going to shade below the line. So I'm going to start at negative 2. And I'm going to go down 1, right 1. And I'm going to keep doing that until I run out of room. Now I'm going to go up and to the left. And now I'm going to make a nice, beautiful dashed line going through it. Make sure it's beautiful. If it's not beautiful, we're not going to look at it. Just kidding, we'll still look at it, but try to make it pretty. That's a nice dashed line. I know, I'm pretty good at this. Now I'm going to put my arrows on the end. That way I know that it goes on forever and ever and ever. And now since we said we're going to shade below it, we just shade below. But I don't really care about that red line anymore. I'm only looking at my pink line. So we finish shading. And then you have to put a capital letter S in the region where there's overlap and shading. So if you notice, there's 4 regions, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put my solution right here because that's where both shades are. So let's put a big old S in there, and that's our solution set. Now it says find one point that lies in the solution set. So I can basically choose any of the points in this region. So I'm gonna pick a nice and easy one. I'm just going to go to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go down 1. So I'm going to say negative 5, negative 1 is the solution. I can say negative 6, negative 1. I can say this point, whatever you want to do. And then I can just say negative 5, negative 1. And your justification could be because it lies in the solution set. And that's all you have to do. Remember, justify is basically like showing your work.